Yeah. Zone 18 shit, nigga. F1NT. 4 AM, what's happening? Yeah. You know. About to get toward though. Keep on holding on. Times is hard, but through the struggle, gotta move along. What don't kill you make you stronger. It's so beautiful, beautiful. Tell you it's so beautiful, beautiful. Keep on holding on. Times is hard, but through the struggle, gotta move along. What don't kill you make you stronger. It's so beautiful, beautiful. Tell you it's so beautiful, beautiful. Early mornings, wake and bake, brush my teeth, wash my face, take a breath. Praise the Lord, thank Him for this very day. I've been through a lot, I cannot put this in a better way. A testimony, man, I had that before I took a leap of faith. Leaning on my own understanding, feel me in every way to God and light. I started to follow and see better days, for sure. Kept giving me knowledge, I see more and more. Even through my trials and tribulations, pain that brought me joy. I'm my daughter's keeper and I'm still my mama's baby boy. Life hit me so quickly, it's so many things that I endure. Blessings in disguise, to see the sun is shining through the storm. Peculiar spirit, told you my beliefs are different from the norm. Keep on holding on, times is hard but through the struggle, gotta move along. What don't kill you make you stronger, it's so beautiful, beautiful. Tell you it's so beautiful, beautiful. Keep on holding on. Times is hard but through the struggle, gotta move along. What don't kill you make you stronger. It's so beautiful, beautiful. Tell you it's so beautiful, beautiful.
What the fuck these niggas on, huh? Not a damn thing, nigga, I'm an alien, a monster, damn beast. I can do this shit all day, I'm a damn machine. It's a war outside, it's beyond beef. How the fuck these niggas worship pan is beyond me. All these niggas talk like they high, they beyond geek. All these niggas talk like they high, they beyond tweak. But we got the goats over here, we farm mean. Other hood handing out 30s, the pharmacy. You can get your shit pushed back, LeBron with me. Walked in this bitch like something's off to me. Walked in this bitch like nigga don't talk to me. Jack said move like HB, keep a dog with me. Think he misunderstood, I told him that I wanted peace. I can't even be mad, that's the dog in him. A guy got me, nigga, nobody harming me. Set a precedence with these bars like pardon me. I'm dumb nice, I just start my rounds like pardon me. Zoom me, niggas gotta watch how they talk to me. If you not of a hood, then you not a star to me. We the only ones with a pill that's a bar to me. This rap shit easy, this life shit hard to me. Got it out the mud like that nigga with donkey. I said fuck the devil, Mary the God in me. I'll flip the script before you niggas can dog me. Nigga, what the fuck? You can't find me nowhere, I'm one-on-one. Think that nigga Gullah need a hug, somebody comfort him. Jay Wonder need a haircut, putting money up abysmal. Food in a bitch, but he a bummy fuck. Nigga came to Stigmata dressed up like he fucking hunting. Vito would've killed Lou, but he fucking duck. We got Alex Pouch packing for now like the fuck is runts. If you rush hours, guarantee we gon' fuck you up. You can ask Daenerys about the they just smoked that nigga look like Chris Tucker burning money up. Fun fact, Glitch not even homeless, but that's just a hunch. Nigga look too much like Drake, that shit fucked me up. Danny said I look like E-Hart, that shit fucked me up. Crazy part about it, I had ready when I hit my blunt. No.
It's the most hated, notated, but all you bitches gon' die, I'm a cold case it. I've been warning all you niggas not to war with me. So many bodies on a gun, it's a war machine. Pardon me, sorry I'm addicted to blood. Should've listened to your God, he predicted the flood. I came from the mud, strong but I was missing the love. Young nigga used to get his ass whipped in the tub. For I'm a ditch digger. Somebody finna call Fred on all you bitch niggas. And if you feeling attacked, I guess it fits with you. Look around at all them niggas you let sit with you. They will be missed, nigga. I'll be remiss, nigga. I'll be mad at every time I gotta hear y'all rap. How you dodge smoking, then you call somebody y'all pack. Got the nerve to think that y'all gonna get on smack. Starting to think that y'all already been on smack. Take it all in vain, y'all need to cleanse from that. This shit about to hit you harder than a menthol pack. Open the gates to hell, y'all committed sins off rap. Snitching on yourself still gonna get you clapped. Open door for all you bitches cause I've been no school. Finna get dragged and drop easy, man, I love Pro Tools. Never needed validation from the mud, I was cool. Been the realest in the building since Dunkaroos. To fix all my problems, it was done for two. Waiting on handouts like some fucking fools. Why we gotta carry y'all, we ain't no fucking mules. If it ain't another hood nigga, you's a fucking fool. Why does Jackpot keep taking all y'all bitches? Why does Vito keep making y'all look like bitches? Why does me gotta keep leaving y'all with stitches? Why the egg gotta keep leaving y'all in ditches? Sit up, shut that shit up. Rapping by the daddy like you ain't gon' fuck your wrist up. Kill yourself now, cut your wrist up. Before I lift up, thought you niggas was about it, sorry for the mix up. Said you niggas wanted war, now you wanna click up. I should pat you on the back for all the fucking hiccups. Drop a diss track, then you throw a fucking bipper. Should get paid for that 13 like a bar mitzvah. Should get paid for that 13 like a bar mitzvah. I'm just better than these niggas. Should get paid for that 13 like a bar mitzvah. These niggas can't fuck with me. Other hood, we don't want y'all love to hate. So now y'all niggas holding hands like a fucking date. Grab a plate, life is great, we all gon' eat. Or be stuck in the mud like you was Gullah feet. Must be addicted to love and you forgot it was cheap. I don't see y'all niggas working, why it look like y'all sleep? How the fuck you walk in my house and forget how to speak? Starting to think that it's the smell, dead bodies must reek. Sheesh, great eight. If you need some backup, better call Mayday. About to burn it all like a bad payday. Talking about you tired just to try to save face. Some of y'all softer than that nigga Tay-Tay. Why these niggas salty while I'm in that gray space? Keep a backpack like I'm at a short stay. Eating strawberries in a lemon sorbet. All these niggas mad, I can tell by your face. Should get paid by that 13 like a bar mitzvah. Should get paid by that 13 like a hood nigga. Should get paid by that 13 like a bar mitzvah. Should get paid by that 13 like a...
Am I my brother's keeper? Yes.
Sometimes brothers gotta have a conversation.
See that? Smoke that cigarette. That's you. That's the Asian pack you smoking on right there. You smoking on Asian packs tonight. I'm gonna have to fuck this nigga up. That's what's going.
This ain't no conversation. I'm the best in otherhood.
You always fucking up so much.
Thing I said, even my
Can't
jokes
get
are
right.
better than anything you've ever came out your mouth with. You
Get
can
the
never
fuck out of here, nigga. Get the
What
fuck
you
out of
talking
here, nigga. You gonna get your ass beat just like you did your last top battle, nigga. So,
A lot of feelings gonna get hurt when I start telling the truth. A lot of feelings gonna get hurt when I start telling the truth.
Hey, how you feel, nigga? Speak up.
I got no desire to prove shit to nobody, because nobody stood in front of me that had something to prove to.
you battling you. When you step in front of these nut ass niggas, you battling you. We know them niggas can't fuck with you. We know that. But to the niggas that don't know, what about them?
But you know that if I want to go the fuck off, there's nobody in this little, they gotta send me straight to the URL. They would have to do that. They would have to. I done built up Friday Night Lights. I done built up Otherhood.
So I don't want to hear that I'm the weakest in Otherhood. I let y'all believe I was a sleeper. Truth be told, you can't beat me, and these niggas can't beat me neither.
I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that.
People get nothing less with the best me. And he can't see half of the best of me.
Yo. Yo, what's up? What's up with the people? You hear me? What the fuck is going on, bro? What the fuck is going on in this world, man? Shit is sad, bro. Salute, Clip. 702 in this motherfucker. Yo, this shit is dumb, bro. That shit is dumb, bro. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing in goddamn 2022, man? Can we get out this motherfucking shit, bro? Can we make it to next year, man? God damn. That's like a real question we gotta ask each other. What the fuck is up with the people, man? It ain't the coolest. It's a little eerie in the hood today, man. That shit, man, come on, man. Come the hell on, my niggas. Yo. Are we serious, man? R.I.P. R.I.P. P Black in this motherfucker. R.I.P. to Takeoff. You hear me? Yo. The fuck is we doing, my niggas? Panda in this motherfucker. What's up, man? R.I.P. to Takeoff, my niggas. R.I.P. to Takeoff, my niggas. I already know what it is, bro. It's dangerous being a rapper. That's the ass part about it, bro. It's dangerous being a rapper. That's the ass part about it, bro. But like I said, like with the last situation, bro, and it's kind of the same thing, man. Like I said, we don't got all the details. We don't got everything and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it ain't gonna be so specific. But in general, bro, once you choose the life of fame and riches, that comes with some sacrifice. Once you choose the life of fame, riches, the notoriety, that comes with some sacrifice, bro. That sacrifice is heavy for a lot of people. It's hard to deal with for a lot of people. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like, hit the share, subscribe. We're gonna talk. Man. And feel free to hit the link and pull up. Y'all already know how we doing the hood. It's cool. You know what I mean? It's cool. But once you choose that life of fame and riches, bro, you got to realize that comes with some sacrifice. It's now a huge target on your back, bro. It's right there. It's on your back. It ain't going nowhere. It's there for you forever. Forever, bro. Ain't enough love in this world, bro. I don't care how famous you are, bro. Ain't nobody that loved. I don't care how amazing your music is. Ain't nobody that loved. That's just the sad truth about it, bro. You can never be exempt. Fuck who you was, bro. It can happen to fucking, you know what I mean? God forbid. But that shit could have happened to Drake. That shit could have happened to Jay-Z. Like, you know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody exempt. That sacrifice is you gotta leave certain shit alone. Shit you used to do, you can't do no more. The argument is always, people should be able to do what they want to do, but they can't. They can't. We're over with. We don't live in a perfect world. The answer is no. Yeah, in a perfect world, you should be able to do that. Don't live in a perfect world no more. Or never have. I'm saying, I don't know when was this world ever perfect to make anyone even believe That's how shit's supposed to go. Salute Bumpy. Salute Bumpy. Once you choose the life of the fame and riches and notoriety and shit like that, bro, you gotta sacrifice that other side. Ain't no other shit. Ain't no more going to chicken and waffles. Ain't no more dice games. That's the shit you let go of. That's what you sacrifice when you choose the life of being famous. Facts enough. LMB, me and this motherfucker. What's up, bro? Meet TV. Once you choose the life of being famous, bro, that shit is gone. It sucks. But you gotta pick a side. You choose which part you love more. You gotta pick a side. From some of the pictures, like I don't know anybody got more information, like they know like exactly where that's at type shit. Cause when I'm looking at the pictures, they look like they was like at an event or something. They look like they wasn't in the hood or nothing like that. It didn't look like nothing crazy like that. I'm sitting there trying to figure out. You know what I mean? Like it looked like they was at like some type of car show venue or some shit. I don't know what the fuck. You know what I mean? Why that shit gotta rappers is under attack, bro. If you're a famous rapper, bro, but the target is there. It's on you, bro. Chill out, bro. It's like everybody just ignoring the signs. Ignoring the signs. Ignoring the signs. Once I see this rapper go out for this bullshit, and then this rapper go out for this bullshit, and this rapper catch a RICO case, and this rapper catch some bullshit. At some point, I got to say to myself, man, fuck all this shit. I'm in the crib. I'm chilling, niggas. At some point. At some point. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time I seen this name in our chat, bro. So everybody give a warm welcome to Innovate, aka G Money in this motherfucker. At some point, I'm gonna say I'm gonna chill out. But I'm a rapper. Well, that rapper got shot, and that rapper got locked, and then that rapper got shot, and then I'm chilling out, cause let me make sure I ain't doing nothing stupid. I honestly had no idea to Innovate. I swear to God, I didn't. I had no idea, bro. But so you know what I mean? When do niggas say, yo, we gonna chill the fuck out, bro? When do we say that shit, bro? I'm in the crib. I'm just with the family, bro. You know what I mean? Fuck all that shit. Is it worth it? Is any of it worth it, bro? Is any of it worth it, bro? I don't know who started shooting or who people shot first and shit like that. But see, that's just the thing, bro. It's just the thing, bro. It's how about I ain't trying to go nowhere where I think I gotta have a gun at. I ain't trying to be there. I ain't trying to be there. Yeah, I get it. Everybody gangster in their own way, but
Smart comes first, but I ain't trying to be nowhere where I feel like I gotta have a gun. Let me go ahead and pin this. You already know the deal. Everybody welcome on in the hood. Click the link. You already know how that go. Let me go ahead and pin it for y'all. You ain't supposed to be there. But I think part of it, if I'm really looking at it, maybe part of it is like when you get to a lifestyle where you seemingly have everything you could ever ask for. You got the money, the cars, the stuff like that. I think human nature, part of it is human nature is some type of thrill seeking. Might have a certain urge to be. It's the reason why humans ride roller coasters. It's the thrill seeking. It's the reality of what could I do to get that rush to make it to make my mind think I'm as close to death as without actually going there. Putting yourself in make believe danger a lot of times. You know what I mean? I guess, for lack of better words, that's how I look at it. It's thrill seeking. Why people go through haunted houses? It's the thrill seeking. To make it feel like I'm in danger without me actually having to be in danger and stuff like that. But then a lot of that disappears, especially when you start to go into these lavish lifestyles and things like that. What only thing you could do to make yourself still feel alive, still feel real, still feel human is to go to these fucking places around niggas that got guns and shit like that to feel something. That's a fact. That's a fact. Nobody wants it. Like, that's just the true nature of human. You don't want it too easy. Yeah, why not go gamble at the casino? Why not go to the games? Ain't no fun in that. Ain't no fun in that. Absolutely right, 702. Ain't no fun in that though. See, it's the thrill seeking, bro. People got that need to feel alive, to feel that rush, that hit. I know that feeling. I told y'all the story. Nigga shot at me. I made it out there clean. I got to that house and I started laughing. Whoo, shit, man. We almost. Yo, did you hear him? You heard that? That shouldn't be the case. I don't think we can necessarily all the way help that as humans. I don't know if we can. It's the same thing. Like, don't look. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy for this. Don't look at me crazy. But you ever like want to like get into a fight? You ain't got no reason to fight nobody, but you just ever like get that feeling. Like, I want to get into a fight today. I don't know why. I need that. I could use a quick rush real quick or something like that. Exactly. Just for the sake to get away with it. You know what I mean? Doing shit just knowing you can get away with it. All that type of shit. That's what gets us in trouble as humans. That's truly what it is. You see what I'm talking about? Exactly, 702. What happens? Laughed after. It was the thrill. I made it through that. I made it through gunfire, son. Like, I was amped up, you know what I mean? Woo, yo, those niggas almost got us, yo. They almost got us. That's not funny in reality. That's not supposed to be funny. That's not supposed to. That shouldn't have been a thrill at all. That shouldn't have been fun. Yeah, all of that. All of that. Yeah. That shit's scary when you going through it, but if you make it on the other side of that shit, bro, I'm not lying. You kind of want to do it again. Like, that's stupid. That's dumb. But it's the truth. You kind of want to do it again. Like, I made it through that motherfucker. You know what I mean? You start feeling that superhuman, you know what I mean? You start feeling invincible. That's bad. You start feeling untouchable. You hear the stories. Shit, what you think? I mean, Sue Surf didn't go through that. They started feeling invincible. You know what I mean? That's the most dangerous thing you can have is feeling like can't nothing happen to you. That's the worst mindset a human can have. It's feeling like it can't happen to me. So they do shit like they get online taunting the niggas that they, you know, that's all that you be seeing the rappers that they be online taunting the niggas that they know looking for them to take their life and shit like that. Why is that fun to motherfuckers, bro? Why is that funny? What happened to Takashi? Same exact thing. It's that threat. He online taunting niggas. Every time he made it back to his city, he would laugh and celebrate, had a good time. He just felt invincible. And he had to do it again. It had to do it again. I'm going to do it again. Need that rush. Exactly. Feeling invincible. That's better than any high. That's the drug. That's the drug right there. It's a fact, innovate. That's the drug. Right there, though. And the sad part about it, it ain't going away. That isn't something that can be fixed in society. That would just always be a thing. People dying because of that feeling invincible, that limitless pill that they took. People dying. Even if you try to take it the safe way, quote unquote safe routes. Because some people need that thrill, so what they do? They skydive. Niggas die on skydiving too, though. You know what I mean? What they do? They some people ride pedal bikes down steep, crazy ass mountains and shit like as a sport for fun. Knowing that any wrong move, that you're done up, you're dead. Knowing any wrong move, you are dead. but they need that thrill, that drug. They need it. Can't live without it. Snowboarding down these crazy mountains. Got avalanche on your ass. You make it out that, but they gonna go down the mountain again. They need that thrill. And that's the same way I chalk up these situations, bro. That's the same way I chalk up these, all that shit that people do. You know what I mean? I know a nigga that love motherfucking hunting. Done got beat the fuck up by a bear. And went back hunting again. Like, I don't want, you know what I mean? Everybody needs that thrill. Every single last one. It just comes in different forms for some people. It comes in different forms. Some people it really is just drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol. Some people are cool with just getting their high. Some people actually enjoying getting just this close to overdosing to death. But just always coming out of it. And they keep on testing it until they accidentally go too far. You know what I mean? Y'all see all the stories. It all adds up to the same thing. They're all pointing to the same direction. They all land in the same direction, bro. It's taught to you. It's taught to all y'all at a young age. We all grew up on Lion King. Elephant Graveyard. I laugh in the face of danger. Ha 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 ha. Huh? Huh? How many times y'all laughed in the face of danger, bro? Exactly. Whatever that void is that people have the need to fill, everybody's void is different. Whatever that is, bro, ask yourself: does this thing that I have to do to fill my void? Could it just so happen to take my life? Could it also just take my life? Could it take me out of here? Knowing this thing could just kill me at any fucking moment. Yet and still, I do it every day. Why do I do that? Now that I think about it, huh? I don't know. I guess I just need the thrill. Hey, man. Just need the thrill. Just need that hit. It gets rough on people. What's up, Stink about?
I look at the city bird.
Huh?
The city bird.
Sweetie Bird, it's in the car. I'm gonna get it for you, okay? Go back inside. I'll grab it for you. Leave the light alone. I'm gonna go get your Tweety Bird. Why do we do that? You know what I mean? Somebody hit the link, come talk to your boy. I'm about to run to the car and get my daughter. She left her Tweety Bird little doll inside the car. I'm gonna go grab it. You know what I mean? Cause y'all want to hear the dark side about that though? You know what I mean? The flip side to it is that thing that you do for thrill because of how close it gets you to death, essentially in your mind or whatever like that. That thrill that you need, guess what? It's the same thing that keeps you fucking alive, bro. It's the same thing that keeps you alive. There is such thing as being bored to death. There is such thing as being bored to death. So you need that thing to make you feel alive. Cause sitting up with life with no excitement, no thrill, nothing like that, bro, you would lose your mind. Sitting there inside of a padded room with your motherfucking what they call it, the little vest on. Shit is whack. Nobody wants that life either. You'll blow your own brains out for that. Just for some excitement. That's the truth of the matter. That's the truth of the matter. It's also keeping you alive. And it's a thin line. That's the problem. It's a real thin line. Sometimes you can't help it, bro. Sometimes you can't help it, bro. So that thrill seeking and shit like that, I recognize that, and I don't look at these men that make their choices and stuff like that, and judge them, or I don't sit up here and say, bro, you stupid. Why you in a dice game, or why you you're dumb, you're stupid. No, it ain't that. You needed that thrill, that excitement in your life, and it just so happened to take you, and it's unfortunate, but that's a part of life, and that's how it goes, bro. It's just a part of it. That's how it go. Close it back, and can't even see it, son. Salute, Innovate. Good day to you, bro. Appreciate you popping in. But yeah, that's the very thing keeping you alive as well. Bored to death ain't no fun. Bored to death ain't no motherfucking fun, you hear me? Which one do you choose? Which one do you choose? Let me pull this up real quick, you know what I mean? Okay, it's not up here. Other sad part is, man, look. No matter how big you get in this world, whatever notoriety or whatever you get, bro, understand that this world is very cold, bro. It don't matter. They don't give a fuck about you, what you've done for the world, what you've done for the community. They will take you out of here, bro, and post you all over the internet like you're not a fucking human being. Your own family shouldn't be finding out about this shit on the fucking internet. You hear me? The whole world not supposed to see this shit on the internet like this. This world don't give a fuck about niggas, bro. And it ain't just niggas. I ain't just saying that. I'm saying niggas as people. You know what I mean? That's just how y'all know that, bro. Y'all know what I'm saying. The world don't give a fuck about you motherfuckers. Disposable. That's what we are. That's how they treat us. To get murdered in cold blood and be splattered all over the fucking internet like that. How wrong is that? How fucked up is that? Murdered in cold blood and splattered all over the internet. So I ask again, what the fuck is we doing, people? The fuck is we doing? Gotta chill. Gotta calm down. Fucking relax, you hear me? Relax, people. We gotta humanize people again, bro. Everybody looks at each other as objects. That's the reality. Like a machine that you can just turn off. Murder shouldn't just be so easy. Give a fuck who it was. Murder shouldn't just be so easy, bro. We're desensitized as a people. And everyone is just another object to us. A potted plant. Another tree on the ground. I don't mean a thing. Chop down the trees to build houses. You know what I mean? We don't need the fucking trees. It's like how it is. The human life gets less and less. It decreases in importance every year. Don't know how worse shit is going to get next year. But it's getting worse every year. So then I got to think about 5 years from now. Shit is going to shit. Ragnarok is coming, my niggas. Like I've been saying. It's about to rain for that 40 days and 40 nights. It's time to wash that shit up out of there. It's coming, niggas. Fourth quarter. We just hitting November, though. That's the scary part about it. We just get in November. Bro. My condolences to the family and shit like that, bro. This is their Thanksgiving from now on. This is their Thanksgiving. This is their month of November from now on. How it is for them. Does anybody know what that's like? I do. Anybody had like a close relative, a grandmother, a grandfather, a mother, father that died, right? You know what I mean? Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's era, it's hard to celebrate. Hard having a good time sometimes, bro. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. bro. I don't know what this world is. I don't know what to do with it, bro. I don't know what to make of it no more. Man, shit is really getting sick out here. It's Mortal Kombat out this motherfucker. Over a game. A dice game, but a game. Understand the dice game ain't safe for no man, but you damn sure not no motherfucking millionaire. I don't know who was there or the story with him like that, but I know for one thing, you ain't safe. You think you better take my little $2,000 and go back to your $1 million mansion and live your $1 million life. You ain't. You got to know that you can't be in that dice game, bro. You got to know that. That ain't for you. Billiards and bowling. Shouldn't be no weapons in there. Shouldn't be no weapons in there. It's not supposed to be no firearms at billiards and bowling. That shit is stupid, bro. You know what I mean? December 17th, y'all. Where there's smoke, there's fire. You do not want to miss this event. For plenty of reasons, bro. It's gonna get disgusting. You know what I mean? We done got that shit out. You know what I mean? We done talked or whatever like that. We're gonna go ahead and switch the vibe up real quick, you hear me? We're gonna go ahead and I don't know. Let's play something stupid.
Now you have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punks?
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet, nigga.
Ow! Yeah. But we get to have fun now, gang. Yeah. Just trying to help all my brothers find a way to the top. And my method is my method. Do you like it or not? Or am I getting on your nerves? Yeah, I get that a lot. But y'all been acting like some girls and I needed to stop. What up on my motherfucking ape shit? Trying to figure out why they hating. Yeah, that's me. And I am him. I cannot pretend. This baby boy is in the feelings. Grab a violin. Damn. Washed up. Baptism. Tell them the truth. They act different. That's the reason for this ass whipping. Steaming from that last cookie. You might die. Told this nigga put in work. He turned around and cried. I'm the hash slinger slash. I'ma kick your ass and all wheels on the ground. I don't need no jack. Since when do we talk about behind the scenes? Shit, the truth for the matter, you being weird to me. Gang, I guess it's what I get for trying to help a nigga. Instead of just saying you felt a nigga, you go out and melt a nigga. Obviously, this nigga has forgotten how to sell the niggas. Why the fuck you think I'm here? You welcome, nigga. Just trying to help all my brothers on the way to the top. And my method is my method. Do you like it or not? Or am I getting on your nerves? Yeah, I get that a lot. Y'all been acting like some girls and I needed to stop. Just trying to help all my brothers on the way to the top. And my method is my method. Do you like it or not? Or am I getting on your nerves? Yeah, I get that a lot. Y'all been acting like some girls and I needed to stop. Ow! It's smoke. I love when I gotta kill niggas. force my hand. I told y'all to leave me alone. It's over. You led to your demise, pussy nigga looking in demon's eyes. One of a kind, a killer with every line designed. A villain mind, let you survive for far too long. Like I'm supposed to be impressed by them cartoon songs. You's a bitch nigga, animalistic, get with your big dipper. This nigga got the spirit of Chris Jenner. Get sicker, tell me what kind of clip is this? Just need to know how many 7.62's gon' fit. It's the great ape, fuck a gun nigga, we can melee. Oh no, I'm going to jail cause you's a lady. Nothing more than a payday, a easy lick. Boy, I done kicked in many doors and didn't need no clip. I'ma tell you one time, then this nigga get rocked. So you better listen up or you leaving your socks. I'm sure you do your best, but nigga wait for the drop. Cause I'ma slap you next time you don't got that money for rocks. I want all smoke, these niggas trash, they all coke. I'm a deviant, I'm lifting them up, take all hope. Red beam scanning his face, this barcode. I'm gonna leave my dog shaking, they thought he had parvo. Let's be clear, I'm the reason you bitches is gonna sell. If you popped, then you popped off of my hotel. I gave y'all life, because of me you die as well. Y'all was locked down and then I came and provided the bail. From the lives to the songs, I've been running this shit. Automatic with all the drops, bitch, I'm running this shit. Boy, the culture gonna miss me when I'm done with this shit. Finna drop his body in the ocean, but I'm dumping the clip. All these niggas mad they can't get enough of me. It's up with me, and really you's a pup to me. I love killing, it used to be reluctantly. Thank the Lord I get to send the narrow company. Willie beam him, y'all know what it is, I live stream him. AKA, and I really only battle with my demons. Vegeta raging, I'm big banging all of the Kai meeting. In the dirt where I found them, in the dirt is where I leave them. AK nigga. Great ape, nigga. Watch your mouth.
J1 das Flames, man.
You let the your demise. You know what I mean? Nah, too late, Clip. You said it was fire, you hear me? Too late, nigga, you know what I mean? Remember that shit? Them crazy diss tracks you was dropping, man. Hell nah. Couldn't let you live. Had to get you up out of there, you hear me? But yeah. And all wheels on the ground. I don't need no jack. I'm gonna whoop that nigga ass. I hope y'all know that, right? I hope y'all know that. I'm gonna whoop that nigga ass so bad, bro. It's gonna be terrible in there. Pray for Jack, bro. Pray for Jack. Pray for Jack. You know what I mean? Pray for Jackpot. Because it is going to be filthy. You know what I mean? I believe this URL card going down November 7th, right? 7 days? If I'm not mistaken. I'm looking forward to Jack Boy versus K Shine. So I think that battle, that one and the Mook and Geechee battle is only two battles like I'm like really interested in. I still feel like Jazz gonna get 30. I still feel like Jazz gonna get 30, bro. And the more I think about it, I'm looking at it like it might be bad. I'm looking at it like it might be bad, bro. It might be bad. It might look like something like this next video. You know what I mean? It might look like something like this next motherfucking video. You hear me? Now, you gotta know I like to get into my casual geographic shit. You know what I mean? Let's see what the boy talking about. You hear me?
Following video contains graphic descriptions of some of the most brutal animal attacks in human history. Viewer discretion and a fresh change of clothes are strongly advised. Oh, and happy Halloween.
Let's get it.
The African wilderness houses some of the most dangerous wildlife found on Earth. But what happens when one of its most feared predators starts hunting humans. In 1898, the British government decided to build a railway spanning from a port in Mombasa to Lake Victoria. The project was nicknamed the Lunatic Express, since many saw it as a massive waste of time and resources, along with being unnecessarily dangerous. So dangerous that most African natives refused to be involved in construction. So the British imported thousands of laborers from India to work on the bridge. These workers were both unfamiliar with the African brush, along with all the lethal animals in it. It wouldn't be long until several workers would go missing, but at first the British government brushed them off as deserters. But as the number of missing men grew larger, soon the horrific truth would come out. A pair of maneless male lions had been attacking the unsuspecting workers and eating them. Lions don't...
Maneless male lions. Just eating niggas. Trying to build a bridge.
The lions had been attacking the unsuspecting workers and eating them. Lions don't typically view humans as viable prey, and adult lions are actually naturally wary of humans. But lions are also incredibly adaptable, and these lions were hunting the workers like they were gazelle. While the men were working on the bridge during the day, the two lions were nowhere to be seen. It wasn't until they turned into their campsites for the night that the lions showed up. These lions would slip into the campsites undetected and drag helpless workers out of their tents to their death.
Yo, imagine waking up out of your sleep, my niggas. Imagine waking up out of your sleep to like your leg like in a lion's mouth type shit. Like, yo, what you gonna do? Clip, what you gonna do? You would just wake up out your motherfucking sleep and the goddamn lion already ate half of you. Like, you know what I mean? You're done up, bro. You're over with.
In one gruesome attack, one of the lions had grabbed a well-respected and powerful sick worker and ragdolled him out of his tent, while the other workers could only listen to his bone-chilling screams of agony. The next day, his fellow workers found him, and from the position he was sitting in, it appeared as though he had survived. But as the men drew closer, they realized not only was he completely lifeless, but the lions had licked the skin completely off his cheeks, which formed a grisly smile. The men tried building thorn fences called bomas to keep the lions out. Unfortunately, nobody told the men that lions can leap well over 10 feet and easily clear a boma. And as the attacks and the missing men piled up, the lions started getting more confident. At first, weeks would go by between attacks, but soon, fatal maulings would happen.
You know how big a fucking lion is? You know how big a fucking lion is? How heavy a motherfucking lion is? They should not be able to jump clear over your head. A lion can jump well over 10 feet. Why? I can understand the climbing part, but why does he need to be able to jump clear over 10 feet? Some answer that. What do they need that for? Anything jump over my... Bro, ain't got no motherfucking business, bro. It's unnecessary.
Happen almost daily. And while early on, only one of the rogue males would enter the campsite at a time, soon they'd start slaughtering workers together. In one chilling incident, they had moved the site of a hospital which the lions had began targeting. They moved the hospital over a mile away and set up the new hospital as a trap for the lions. Only a day later, the lions found the new hospital and continued their carnage. The lions even appeared to have plot armor. At one point, they had succeeded in trapping one of the male lions, but when the enraged predator started tearing the trap apart, panicking sepoys opened fire and missed every shot. One shot managed to spring open the trap door, allowing the lion to slip away. And as the attack...
Nah, sir. Nah, y'all... Bet. So, they trapped the lion. Bro, listen to the story. They trapped the lion. The lion started going crazy and started breaking the cage. So they started shooting at the lion and missed every shot. and one bullet actually hit the latch and opened the cage. Y'all had no business being out there. Y'all ass. Y'all can't play no Call of Duty. How do you get the lion trapped in a cage and miss every shot? How you got him trapped in a cage and you miss every shot? And then open the cage for him? Nah. In my opinion, you deserve this. You deserve this.
Started tearing the trap apart, panicking sepoys opened fire and missed every shot. One shot managed to spring open the trap door, allowing the lion to slip away. And as the attacks persisted, it appeared as though the lions had gone from killing to eat to just killing. We don't know just how many lives were taken, but according to Lieutenant John Patterson, up to 135 men were lost by the time the construction and the lions were finished. And we don't know for sure what led these lions to go on a human hunting spree. One of the lions was found to have an abscess in his teeth, causing a painful infection that may have been too debilitating to hunt his usual prey, forcing him to seek out easier targets. One theory is that in the past, Arab slave trade caravans would run through Tsavo, and men that would have made no money on the market, like the old, injured, sick, or dying, would just be tossed out into the brush. It's possible that these lions of Tsavo were fed by these crimes against humanity and learned that humans as a food option is never completely off the table.
You hear that clip?
I just saved $100 on my Christmas shopping. Check it out. All I did was use a free tool.
In July 1945, a U.S. Navy heavy cruiser delivered uranium to the island of Tinian for what would end up being the world's first nuclear weapon used in war, which would be dropped in Hiroshima, Japan. Japan would get its revenge when a torpedo struck the USS Indianapolis as it was en route to the Philippines. In only 12 minutes, the imposing military cruiser was underwater, along with anyone unlucky enough to escape in time. Although, considering what would happen, maybe they were the lucky ones. Because as the stranded crew floated adrift in the Philippine Gulf, they quickly realized they had a major problem. Sharks, likely oceanic whitetips, were stalking the hapless sailors. At first, the sharks simply cleaned up the casualties, feeding on the bodies of the deceased. But soon, they turned their attention to the survivors. As much as the sailors tried to float together, invariably someone would drift away from the group, and that's when the patient sharks would move in. According to survivors, the men would thrash around and scream hysterically before being pulled under. And only a short while later, a life jacket would resurface, and nothing else. And as the dehydration, intense exposure, and saltwater poisoning took its toll, some men would hallucinate that they were being rescued and would swim away from the group towards a ship that wasn't there, not realizing they were paddling towards their own death. Even worse, some of the men would become delirious and start attacking their fellow shipmates, forcing them to literally cast them off towards the sharks. This living nightmare lasted 5 days, and when salvation finally came, only 317 out of the 1,196 men could be accounted for. But the psychological torture didn't end there for some of them. Captain Charles B. McVeigh would become the first captain to ever be court-martialed for losing his ship, and the reasoning was because he didn't zigzag. Even Commander Hashimoto, the guy that sunk his ship, testified that there was nothing McVeigh could have done, but it didn't matter. America had its scapegoat, and it was him. McVeigh regularly received hate mail and threats of violence from the family of the fallen. In 2000, he would be exonerated and found to have committed no wrongdoing, but not before the harassment and crippling survivor's guilt would break him. On November 6, 1968, the captain that had survived war, man-eating sharks, and dehydration took his own life while holding a toy sailor he had been given as a boy for good luck. The true monsters of this story weren't the sharks.
Damn, the sharks.
The most dangerous bear in the world isn't the grizzly bear or even the polar bear, but it's widely considered to be the sloth bear. Because where adult grizzlies and polar bears have no natural predators, sloth bears regularly run fades with tigers and leopards. That generational trauma means you have an animal that has all the tools of a predator, but the mindset of prey. And that makes them terrifyingly unpredictable. The fact that habitat loss and encroachment causes them to come into constant contact with humans only makes it 10 times worse. The sloth bear of Mysore was infamous for unaliving 12 people and severely injuring another 24. Armed with wolverine claws and a devastating bite, Sloth bears have a nasty habit of attacking the faces of their victims. Those that survived often lost an eye or a nose or had a
This bear
chunk of their
can't kill
cheek
me.
ripped off. Those that didn't survive often had their faces torn off completely, and in some cases, the bear ate the bodies of its victims. A far cry from the insects and fruits Baloo of the jungle usually eats. Other bodies recovered had hands missing, and in some cases, their entire chest cavity ripped open. Some described the horrific injuries as being the work of an animal with the intent, but not necessarily the knowledge to kill. Kenneth Anderson had attempted to hunt the bear, while also saving a man who had been mauled to the point of sheer incapacitation. As Anderson tried carrying the man to safety, it got dark fast, which was probably why he didn't see the rock that tripped him and caused him to break his ankle. The immobilized Anderson survived the night, but the man he tried to save.
Nah, not my yo, not my man tripped over a rock and broke his ankle. Not the man that tripped over his rock and broke his ankle. You can't go out like that, bro. That line, that sentence cannot hit the headlines, bro. No, 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 no. I'm trying to rescue a man. It got dark as hell, so I couldn't see a rock. So I tripped over the rock, broke my ankle, and got eaten by a sloth bear. Y'all letting that story hit the headlines? Y'all gonna let that one go out like that? You kidding, shitting me?
Didn't. Anderson would be the one to put the murderous bear out of commission, but we still don't know what made this usually termite-eating bear go full Jeff Dahmer. Maybe it was revenge for a previous attack or a lost cub. Maybe everyone has a limit, and that bear hit his. The next story takes place on Ramri Island, off the coast of Myanmar, which borders China, Bangladesh, and India. In 1945, the British pulled up with the intention of establishing a new air base, but first had to contend with the Japanese Imperial Army, which had already captured the island. The British flanked the Japanese, who, rather than surrender, opted to try to escape by cutting through miles of dense, boggy, uncharted mangroves. As they did, the British circled the mangrove swamp, essentially stranding the men in the unforgiving terrain. Venomous snakes, spiders, and disease-carrying mosquitoes were almost an afterthought after the men realized they had waded directly into saltwater crocodile territory. The details of what happened next have been debated for years. Many say that the up to 20-foot-long croc.
AKH, what's the word? You muted, goof. What's the wizard? Boy, you still muted?
Oh shit, my bad. I didn't know I was muted. Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah, what's the word?
Oh shit, man. RIP to Takeoff. You know what I mean?
Man, RP take off, RP take off.
You know what I mean? Shit like that. So. Yeah, that
Trying
shit.
to
We ain't talking about that today. You know what I mean? I'm watching my little animal planet shit, watching people get eaten up by lions, tigers, and bears. You know what I mean?
Salute the Chinat. Salute the Chinat. I ain't no shit, man. Just want to tap in and say good morning. Salute to you, brothers. It's all love. You feel me? Motherfucker finna do some drywall real quick, man.
Drywall business, that's a good little business to be into.
Get this shit in order.
Good little gig, you hear me? Man, this is what you looking like for December. You ready?
Nah, not yet.
This nigga Clip said Kinesis 3-0.
Shit, his baby mama 3-0 him. Roxy always 30 him.
Yeah, I mean, damn, it's gonna be a 30 clip. How you feel, Clip?
Alright, man.
It's gonna be a cool battle.
I'm gonna holler at you brothers, man. I'm for to do this shit real quick, man. I'm gonna kick it in a little bit later, man.
I appreciate you pulling up.
So.
Man, so let's get to see what the crocodiles did.
Converged on the defenseless soldiers, first picking off the ones that had already passed tense before moving on to the struggling and infirm. One British soldier described hearing 3 distinct sounds: the incessant firing of rifles overhead, the erratic splashing of excited crocodiles, and the blood-curdling cries of the men being dismembered and devoured alive. According to him, the sounds were deafening. Some men sought to take cover in the trees, only a couple feet above the marauding reptiles, when they made a horrific discovery. Crocs can easily launch themselves several feet out of the water, and the men that hadn't climbed high enough were caught in those snare trap jaws and torn to shreds. Another chilling realization was the intelligence of the cold-blooded predator. According to multiple sources, the crocs would use their tails as battering rams to slam against the base of the trees, hoping to knock loose a prize like a twisted human piñata. Like African crocodiles camping in rivers during great migrations, these crocodiles seem perfectly content to bide their time. We have no way of knowing exactly how many lives were lost on that island, but we do know it was very likely in the several hundreds. We also have no way to confirm just how many were taken by the crocodiles and how many simply flatlined to dehydration, sickness, other wildlife, or simply casualties of war. However, this is widely considered to be the most lethal crocodile attack in human history. And since saltwater crocodiles are capable of living 70 plus years, the chances that at least one of those same crocodiles are still there are low, but they're not zero. Crocodiles are one of the most stubbornly resilient things on Earth. They've been around for about 200 million years and have barely changed. And with a wide-ranging diet and few, if any, natural predators, crocs can live virtually anywhere there's warmth and water. So it makes sense that one of the most infamous animal serial killers of all time was a crocodile. Gustav was an 18-foot reptilian Ted Bundy, rumored to have been responsible for up to 300 names missing from the census. According to legend, the massive Nile predator was too.
That's one crocodile? Did I hear that right? One crocodile ate 300 motherfuckers? Yo, did I hear that correctly? One croc ate 300 motherfuckers, yo. They called him Ted Bundy?
Gustav was an 18-foot reptilian Ted Bundy, rumored to have been responsible for up to 300 names missing from the census. According to legend, the massive Nile predator was too bulky to hunt the typical fish, antelope, and zebra, leading him to go after bigger, tougher game like hippos, buffalo, and even humans. The Burundi butcher would allegedly hunt anything that came into its line of sight without prejudice, and like all crocs, his favorite method of hunting would have likely been lying in wait in the water before exploding and unleashing a 3,000-pound bite force to crush whatever was unlucky enough to get caught in its jaws, before using the infamous death roll to shred their victim into bite-sized chunks. It's likely most human casualties were adults collecting water and children playing in the shallow end, not realizing the disturbance was basically ringing the dinner bell. Gustav was also disturbingly indestructible, with several eyewitnesses describing what they swore were bullet wounds tattooed across its armored skin. But the eeriest part was that for a monster nearly the length of a bus, Gustav was unexplainably never caught. In one attempt, researchers...
Nah, son, you can't... Nah, ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way, bro. Nearly the length of a bus, my nigga. Do y'all know what a bus is? Have you ever heard of a bus? Niggas. He was eating hippos. Niggas. Stay indoors. Stay in the house, my nigga. Hell no.
Placed a live goat in a cage as bait to lure the beast out. After a storm, the next morning the cage was empty.
I didn't even know
Gustav
the
was nowhere to be found. We don't know how old he is, how long he had been hunting humans, just how many people had been lost to him, or even if he's still alive. There were some reports of Gustav having been shot by a hunter in 2019, but with no photographic evidence, there's still a chance that he's out there prowling the rivers of Burundi. The way I see it, there's only 3 possible options. 1, he's dead. 2, he's still out there serving as unethical population control. Or 3, he has NordVPN. Because NordVPN creates an encrypted tunnel for you and your data and protects your identity by hiding your IP address, allowing you to go off the grid untrackable and untraceable, just like Gustav. And like Crocs, who can be found almost anywhere, NordVPN gives you the Australian and the allegedly also entertaining the wildlife. Australian servers are just a click away. And unlike the allegedly 2,000-pound Gustav, with fast, reliable servers, you never have to feel like you sold your speed for security. With NordVPN's threat protection, you can enjoy your internet experience without also being plagued by ads, trackers, and malware. So to get the most out of your streaming service, go to nordvpn.com/casualgeographic for a huge discount on a 2-year plan with an additional 4 months free. With Nord's money-back guarantee, it's virtually risk-free. Nothing about Gustav was risk-free. And with Salties having the strongest recorded bite force of any animal, the only guarantee was that anything caught in those vice grip jaws was something you're not getting back.
If you shop on Amazon, you should use this tool. It's a browser extension that
In 2003, locals in Malawi were so terrified of one animal that it drove 4,000 of them to completely abandon their villages to seek refuge. The marauding beast had mauled 3 people into chalk outlines and severely disfigured another 16. Those that survived were essentially crippled for life, with some missing both hands and legs, with others missing eyes and ears. In one gruesome attack, a woman had gotten her jaw completely detached. The mysterious assailant was so feared and avoided capture for so long that some believed that the attacks were the work of a supernatural creature. In truth, these people were being stalked and hunted by a rabid hyena. Although they're armed with arguably the most devastating bite of any land mammal, hyenas are actually wary of humans. But as many will tell you, anything that gets rabies quickly becomes a different kind of animal, especially when that animal has jaws strong enough to amputate an elephant. The rabid hyena terrorized the people of Malawi for weeks, but whether the actual animal responsible for the maimings was caught and killed was never confirmed.
I don't believe that hyena can amputate an elephant. I don't know if I believe that one, bro. Okay, you got it. I'm coming, but you gotta go inside. I'm coming inside. Let me finish this phone call. An elephant, my nigga? Yo. The jaws that can amputate an elephant. Y'all know what an elephant is? You seen an elephant before? Niggas.
The most infamous animal mass murderer of all time lived in Nepal in the Kumaon district of India. The Bengal tiger of Champawat was believed to be responsible for 436 less people on Earth. According to research.
Excuse me? $436 motherfuckers? One tiger? Excuse the hell out of me? Yo, am I the only one seeing this shit, bro? I'm not the only one hearing this shit, right? Nah, run it back. He gonna stop playing with me up here.
Lived in Nepal in the Kumaon district of India. The Bengal tiger of Champawat was believed to be responsible for 436 less people on Earth. According to research, the carnage started in Nepal, but when hunters were called in, the tiger successfully evaded all of them. Eventually, she was driven out of the area and swam across a river and invaded India, where the attacks only got worse. The homicidal big cat would typically target young women and children and would often travel up to 20 miles following the kill, making it that much harder to capture her. And unlike most tigers, who typically hunt during dusk or dawn, the man-eater at Champawat almost exclusively caught bodies during broad daylight. She became so reviled that locals no longer referred to her as a cat, but as the devil of India. The tiger's reverberating roar paralyzed entire villages, with grown men refusing to leave their huts to go to work, lest the rampaging predator turned them into a statistic. It was believed that the tigress had been shot by an especially cruel hunter, which broke several of her canine teeth, leaving her mortally wounded. It's likely that this injury, along with the fact that tigers are one of the few animals that'll actively seek revenge, that drove the tiger to eventually start seeking out easier prey, people. And as a highly intelligent predator, she was constantly adapting and able to consistently avoid capture. When she was finally taken down, it was clear from the nasty injuries the tiger had sustained that she was not the villain of this story. That doesn't change the fact that she went out as the most prolific man-murker in nature. And if you think you're safe because you don't live in Asia, just keep in mind that there are more tigers in the United States than in the rest of the world combined.
Now, I ain't know that. There's more tigers in the United States than in the rest of the world combined. But like, where at though? I thought they was just all like at like zoos, like they just walking around. Where in the United States is there just tigers walking around? Somebody educate me on that one. Where in the United States do we have tigers walking? That's not in like it's not like in zoos. That can't be real, bro. There's no way. He gotta be, right? He gotta be talking about he's trying to gaslight us. He's trying to gaslight us, bro. There's no way. Anybody know a place in the United States where you can find a tiger walking around? Do we got jungles like that? I ain't the most geographic person, man. I don't know. Hang on. Let's see. Let's see if it's real. Let's check it out. Hang on. Called it the Devil of India tiger. Here it's popping up.
If you're going back to school, before you submit your essays,
You're not making
run
it up.
Grammarly to quickly check for spelling, punctuation,
There
or
it
grammar
is.
mistakes. Look at the marks for my last
436 victims. A 7-year reign.
The same number he said, 436 victims. That's the same number he said. The Devil of India tiger. Look it up, bro. We ain't gonna do my nigga casual geographics like that. He know what he talking about. He don't be capping. You know what I mean? He don't be capping. He know what he talking about. Shout out to Casual Geographics.
This video was sponsored by absolutely no one, because no one in their right mind would sponsor this.
Well, butterfly on. I ain't gonna lie, that dolphin one, I ain't trying to watch that one a little bit wild. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, I never knew how they figured that shit out. Like, who keeping count? They treat some of them like COVID. They just giving bodies to tigers that ain't, you know what I mean? Like, they just found a nigga dead, and they just say, yep, the tiger did it. Had to be some of those.
How old were you when you found out we really have white panthers out here? Nah, but this is 100% real. It's an incredibly rare type of cougar. This picture was the first time this Caucasian cougar was ever captured, and ever since, it's never been seen again. And even though it looks like a cultural appropriating panther, its color is caused by leucism, which is a condition that causes partial loss of pigmentation in an animal, as you can see here. But it's not albinism. Albino animals have total loss of pigmentation, where leucistic animals have partial. The way to tell the difference are whether the eyes are affected. Leucism is actually somewhat common among big cats like lions and tigers, but it's almost never been seen in cougars, which makes this honest-to-God DLC. And even though I already made the joke, they're not white panthers. Panthers are lions, tigers, jaguars, leopards, and snow leopards, and cougars are more related to small cats like the lynx, bobcat, and the pet next to you. This photo was snapped in 2013, almost exactly 8 years ago, and nobody's seen this pale puma since, which is why I truly believe this cat was a glitch in the system. Also, I was gonna make a white cougar joke, but most of y'all aren't old enough
Tigers
to
and
get
shit
it
like that,
anyway.
those are all pumas,
How old
by
were
the
you
way.
when you
When I
found out
learned
we
that shit
really
out,
have white panthers
you know
out
it,
here?
bro.
Nah, but this is 100% real. It's an incredibly rare type of cougar. This picture was the first time this Caucasian cougar was ever captured, and ever since, it's never been seen again. And even though it looks like a cultural appropriating panther, its color is caused by leucism, which is a condition that causes partial loss. There's an Australian hawk that'll purposely start. How old were you when you found out we really have white panthers out here? Nah, but this is 100% real. It's an incredibly rare type of cougar. This picture was the first time this Caucasian cougar was ever captured, and ever since. This video was sponsored by absolutely no one, because no one in their right mind would sponsor this.
I didn't even know it was muted. I can play the story though. This dolphin wasn't tripping.
Well,
Like,
butterfly
you know,
on a
these
corn
tripping
cob.
sometimes.
I
Look at
see
it.
that I've
This story's kinda
romanticized a
crazy.
wild animal, the same way Margaret Howe did when she off that dolphin in the 1960s. Both she and I assaulted a captive creature, then expected it to be reciprocal. Well, joopity boop, time to die.
You know, we've done some really questionable things in the name of science, like that time legitimate attempts at a human Z were made, or that time a psychologist raised a chimp and a human baby together to see what would happen. We're gonna get back to that, but the answer is nothing good. And of course, that time we gave dolphins acid and hand service, all for a very questionable science project. You see, the 60s were a special time. America and the Soviet Union were in the midst of a meat measuring contest all the way up into space, and at the same time, there was a question as to whether humans could learn to communicate with animals as well as we do with each other. And renowned neuroscientist John C. Lilly fully took on the task of trying to bridge the gap between the man and animal language barrier. Now, I mentioned his job to show he wasn't just some acid-dropping self-stereotype of the 60s. Don't get me wrong, he was, but he was also a contributing member of the scientific community. In fact, he was the one who invented sensory deprivation tanks, which he did acid in. Anyway, he was interested in possible human-animal communication, but also in animal intelligence. And that's how dolphins got an invite to this party. At the time, John Lilly saw them as the smartest things on the planet that weren't human. And as a neuroscientist, he was especially drawn to the dolphin's brain. Not only do cetaceans have the largest brains of any animal, bottlenose dolphins have a brain 4 to 5 times larger than what you would expect for an animal their size. But what really made Lilly Eureka himself was while he was observing and researching dolphins and talking to himself, he realized that the dolphins seemed like they were imitating his voice. And that convinced him that the dolphins were trying to speak to him. And with their high intelligence, John C. Lilly figured that if we could somehow find a way to communicate with dolphins, that could lead to us finding a way to talk to aliens, which was an Olympic gymnast level stretch, but hindsight's 2020, and unfortunately, this was the 1960s. Either way, depending on how you look at it, this was both the best and worst thing that ever happened to his career. The implication of extraterrestrial communication convinced NASA and other government agencies to sponsor Lilly financially. With the help of anthropologist Gregory Bateson, John C. Lilly would create the Dolphin House, where he would attempt to learn how to speak to dolphins. That's how the experiment started, but you don't want to hear about that. You want to get to the part where we started slipping dolphins acid. Oh, trust me, we're going to get to that. Just bear with me. The Dolphin House was built in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and you're going to see why that was actually very ironic. It's like having a gay frat on Dick Street. That's not a joke, by the way. When I went to college, there was a gay fraternity located on DIX Dick Street. That is a true story. So in this experiment, there were 3 dolphins. There was Sissy, the big sister and leader of the group, Pam, the shy introvert, and a young immature male named Peter. And again, given the circumstances, that name would be so ironic you'd swear it was part of a sick joke. But there was another key character to this story, and that was a Miss Margaret Howe Lovett. Margaret never had any formal scientific training, but apparently she was a natural at observing and documenting animal behavior. So they brought her in and had her work with the one male dolphin, Peter, since he was the only one out of the 3 that never had any human sound training. So Margaret's goal would be to teach Peter how to speak English the same way a mother would to her child. She would slowly count to 3 and have Peter repeat after her. She'd say all the vowels in the alphabet and try to get Peter to mimic her.
1, 2, 3. You can do better, Peter.
And on some level, this made sense since mimicry is how baby dolphins learn how to dolphin from their mothers. But here's the thing with dolphins. In the wild, they communicate with each other through a series of clicks, squeaks, and whistles, and most of that's in the water. But to talk to humans through air, the dolphins would have to make noises through their blowholes. It's like if I challenge you to speak perfect English, but without using your mouth. So for anatomical reasons, Peter was pretty much screwed. Figuratively, the literal is coming. Like Peter. I'll say one thing though, say what you want about Margaret, but she was committed. She painted her face white and her lips black so Peter could see the shape of her mouth while she was making the noises so he could try to replicate that with his blowhole. She also decided to move in with Peter full time to maximize her time with him. And slowly, Peter was actually getting better at mimicking her.
This 18, this is the morning lesson with Peter. Hello. Hello.
Which made John C. Lilly Eureka himself for the second time. News about this dolphin English project got out and people were curious, and John C. Lilly was seen as a visionary. It even got the attention of world-renowned astronomer Carl frickin' Sagan. The frickin' is silent. Now I'd like to point out that at this point this was a several thousand if not $1 million NASA-funded experiment. Like people's careers and reputations were hanging on this. Yet nobody stopped to think that it might be physically impossible for dolphins to produce the sounds needed to speak English, especially from an air anus on its head. And keep in mind, John C. Lilly was a neuroscientist. One of the professions you pray your siblings or cousins never get because then your parents will never let you forget it. And apparently there was some disconnect. Gregory Bateson was like, why are we teaching them English when we should be learning how they speak to each other? He even had the idea of putting 2 dolphins in 2 tanks where they couldn't see each other but could communicate through sound. That way we could study the sound and figure out dolphin language. Lilly's response was, nah, we teach them English. You know, naked mole rats spend their entire lives using their teeth as shovels underground, and even they have less tunnel vision. And ironically, they might have actually had better luck if they used an animal like a raven or a parrot or even a seal. You know, animals that are actually capable of mimicking human speech. But I guess dolphins were the hill to die on. So Margaret and Peter kept on with the lessons, but soon there would be another problem. Peter was a young, sexually immature male with the attention span of one. So how do you get a hormonal teenager going through puberty to listen to you? Yep, we finally made it to that part. So whenever Peter would get distracted, Margaret would send him downstairs to play with Pam and Sissy. But dolphins can mate several times a day, if not an hour, and the constant disruptions were starting to slow their progress down. So Margaret figured she could kill 2 birds with 1 stroke. Stroke. 2 things happened after that. Peter got a job he never applied for, and after that, the only virgin on the premises was the very island itself. Playing tug-of-war with Lil Peter meant Margaret had more time to teach Big Peter English, and as a species that often uses decapitated fish, I'm sure Peter wasn't complaining. So now Margaret had a full-time job teaching Peter English while also learning anatomy and chemistry part-time. But patience was starting to run thin because there was another thing a group of scientists somehow never thought of. You could teach a dolphin how to speak English, but that doesn't mean he'll understand any of it because mimicry isn't comprehension. Any pretentious dude in the bar can say E=mc², ask him what it actually means, and watch how fast his face falls. What started as an experiment to learn to communicate with a highly intelligent non-human creature quickly devolved into an R-rated game of Simon Says, except with more hand service and drugs. And now we're at that part of the story. You see, at this point, John Lilly was under a lot of pressure. Unlike Peter, financial backers had started to pull out, and Gregory Bateson, who was already skeptical to begin with, was now starting to seriously wonder just how far they were willing to go for science. Soon he'd get his answer, just not the one he wanted. Like I said, the 60s were a different time, and around this time, a fun little thing known as lysergic acid diethylamide was quickly gaining traction as a potentially mind-altering, conscious-expanding substance. John Lilly would frequently participate in the consumption of a little slice of delight, which he would take while in the sensory deprivation tank. It's not like he was a stranger to such activity. John Lilly wrote his first book, Man and Dolphin, over the course of 1 weekend while off amphetamines. So when he hit a roadblock in his research, Lilly was desperate, and his Hail Mary, let's give dolphins LSD and see what happens. Margaret wasn't having any of that and demanded that he keep that nonsense away from Peter, but at the time, Margaret was basically a 24-year-old intern, and John C. Lilly was still the big-time scientist. And like I said, hindsight's 20/20, and logic had real estate in his blind spot. So John took Peter, along with Pam and Sissy, on a lovely Saturday drive and recorded what happened. And apparently, nothing. Dolphins might have been slightly noisier, but pretty much nothing to record. Lilly was beyond down bad, and he was desperate for a response, and he knew that dolphins have an incredible sense of hearing. So he got out a jackhammer, because at this point, I don't think this was even about dolphins anymore. I think he just wanted to do acid. And this was the 60s. It's not like you needed an excuse for that kind of thing. So John Lilly pulled out a jackhammer and just started jacking away, an activity I'm sure that room had seen more than enough of. And the noise didn't seem to do anything but probably ruin whatever trip the Dolphins were on. At this point, Gregory Bateson had seen more than enough. Remember how I said he started to wonder how far they were willing to go? Well, apparently his line in the sand was giving Dolphins a little sense of direction. If the experiment was a train and science was the tracks, at this point this thing was halfway down the Pacific, so he packed up and left. It was kind of wraps for the entire experiment after that. At one point, Lilly tried communicating with the Dolphins telepathically, so safe to say the acid had run. And as the experiment was called off and the staff separated, the Dolphins were shipped out. So here's where a lot of the facts got left out for the sake of the story. So it's popular belief that after the experiment ended and Peter was separated from Margaret, he proceeded to die of a broken heart and from horny. Now, part of that is probably true. Let's just put it this way. Peter had gotten used to getting a special job every day, and he went from that to being painfully unemployed. Forget unemployed, bro was in a recession. And there's the fact that Peter very likely caught feelings for this woman that he had been around 24/7. But here's the part people leave out. Peter was shipped out to a former bank building in Miami to live. His new home was a tight, cramped tank that he could barely turn around in with little, if any, natural light. Also, think of how bad public bathrooms smell, and then imagine an animal that uses the bathroom 5 times more than any human. So yeah, Peter got effed over, only this time it was completely figurative. Another fact about dolphins is they aren't involuntary breathers like us. Every breath they take is a conscious choice. It's why dolphins can only sleep by resting half their brain at a time. Otherwise, they would just not breathe and flatline themselves. We know this because when John Lilly operated on dolphins to observe their brain and put them under anesthesia, the dolphins ended up suffocating. So Peter made the executive decision to delete himself, likely due to depression. Margaret didn't do much better, because when Hustler magazine found out about her and Peter and what she did to Peter, they wrote a story on her, and let's just say it wasn't a good look. Also, did I mention she never got paid for this? Like, imagine your entire legacy, like what you're gonna leave on this earth was that you had relations with a wild animal and didn't even get paid for it. So I guess both she and Peter got screwed. Peter's death wasn't even the last time something like this would happen. Kathy was a dolphin who played flipper, and once the show ended and she was moved to an isolated pen, she too would proceed to cross her name off the census. Maybe it's a good thing we never learned how to talk to dolphins, because I imagine they wouldn't have much positive to say. They'd probably call John Lilly their Hitler. Speaking of him, he continued to experiment, but when a light seasoning of dope became illegal, he started doing ketamine. And like I said, we've done some sick things for science. Like when psychologist Winthrop Kellogg decided to raise his human baby son alongside a female chimp named Guada. See what would happen. What happened was his human son started acting feral, walking on all fours, grunting like Gua, and even biting people. When the experiment ended and they sent off the female chimp that they had raised as a daughter to be used in more experiments, Gua would flatline to pneumonia a couple months later, and the boy she was raised with, Donald, would grow up to be a psychiatrist, until he would also delete himself at the age of 43. So I guess the theme of this video is sometimes science goes way too far. And as groundbreaking as it was, it somehow wouldn't be the last time someone publicly had relations with a dolphin. Like, this man had an entire relationship with a dolphin named Dolly that he claimed seduced him. Only difference was they went way past handwork, and to my knowledge, no substances were involved. Now, in fairness to him, he did have to deal with some pretty heavy trauma as a kid, namely when he was violated by a psychiatrist at the age of 5, according to a podcast he was on that I watched. Speaking of which, like the video. I watched it and that was not pleasant. And I get that different people cope in different ways, but did it really have to involve backdooring a dolphin? Like, how would you even like logistically, how would you even get the pieces to, you know, we're not even going down that rabbit hole, because he might try to go in there too. Now, Lilly's experiment was famous for all the wrong reasons, but it did have some positive effects. A lot of what we understand about the intelligence of dolphins and cetaceans in general came from his work, and it really helped shift the public perception of them. That shift is likely what led to the Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972. Lilly would also go on to campaign against the use of dolphins in captivity, which was pretty admirable, but at the same time, like, bro, you gave dolphins acid, you get no more talk time for that. However, a lot of people see this project as a massive waste from his family and give him hand service that he didn't ask for, and a little surprise dose that he definitely didn't ask for, and suddenly expect him to start in the description. Because let's be real, ain't no way YouTube finna let me monetize this. Either way, drink water, hug your mother, don't hug a dolphin, because apparently it could lead to more than you're equipped to deal with. And I'll see you in the next one.
Bro, what the fuck? Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? Some shit just shouldn't be a thing, bro. Leave shit how it is. Stop mess. Come on now. Come on now. Stupid. Probably not. Probably not, Clip. You probably motherfucking right. But with all that being said, I don't know if y'all saw, but I done got a phone call, and long story short, I gotta go handle some business, some serious business. Unfortunately, because I was gonna go live for a little bit while. I'll probably get back on later on though. You know what I mean, or whatever like that. AKA Asia will be back, but until then, man, I gotta skedaddle, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up though and kicking it with me this morning and shit like that. And yeah, man, this has been the
Say it now. I bet you if you say that shit, I'll knock you the fuck out and lay you down. You better go. Fuck your dead homie, sucker. You's a bitch.
The fuck are you staring so hard at me? I'm at him if you don't change that energy. In other words, if you're feeling froggy, quantum leap, gas fuel bump, bad fuel pump. Don't start with
They gave me little loop, minuscule, but I'm wild strong. I thought I had the bigger loop. You not in my class, nigga. Keep it cool. Hard knocks. I pull up the 6 and 7, 8 them like middle school. But if you got 9, 10, 11, or 12, you won't be able to finish school. Damn.
You thought it was Kaioken, but I'm Goku. And I hyperbolic chamber for hours, and now that I return, you get to see my troop. I'm about to do you worse than Luke Kane. This shit gonna be tragic, and baby, is what his mother gonna be crying over the cat.